Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that's watching and learning. To you I say shalom. I also want to give a shalom to the Akim. They go on the highways and byways, doing this work in our truth and sincerity, making themselves a living sacrifice unto our power, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. To you I say shalom. And I also want to give a shalom to the newly awakened. Those who the Most High is blessed with the ears to hear and the eyes to see. May he increase you with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding according to your lot. I'm the brother Nakamaya coming at you with another lesson. Not pretty sure what I'm going to call this lesson, but pretty much going to be centered around the hate for Esau, for his brother Jacob. All right, now this article that I'm going to show you is pretty much Edomite on Edomite crime. But, you know, given any opportunity, Esau is going to incorporate, you know, Jake into it if he had the opportunity. Because, you know, blaming Jake for crimes are, you know, a surefire way to, you know, get the authorities riled up, you know. Because, you know, Jake has been a downfall, you know, in a lot of Esau's schemes and plots, man, because the hate that he has for his brother Jacob is a perpetual hatred. Matter of fact, before we go ahead and get into this lesson, let me go ahead and let me start with that. Let's go to the book of Genesis. (27). Verse 41. It says, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Right? And this has always been a lifelong goal for Esau. You know, to slay his brother Jacob because of the blessing. Which the blessing that Esau received was only to be temporal. You know, and you know, he's pretty much at the end of that blessing now. That's why, you know, Babylon the Great is in straits. You know, he's trying to usher out a vaccine, you know, this mark of the beast. You know, it's got everybody walking around with masks on his face. You know, his wisdom is pretty much been turned upside down and been made folly of by the Most High. You know, the other nations are sitting back laughing and sharpening their swords, getting ready for war. You know, so Esau is at the end of his rope. But, you know, over a long period of time, this man has been ruling through deception. You know, and this is another one of those stories where, you know, Esau is being made bare. All right, now what we got right here is a story of an Edomite, you know, killing his wife. But what makes this story intriguing, which this was actually brought out a year ago before I actually get into this article, I'm going to go ahead and play a video. Because this guy killed his wife wearing blackface, right? But to give you guys a better, you know, a better idea of how realistic these things look, I'm going to play this video right here first before we get into the article. All right, now this, I got this video here for Nubian link. It was actually an article online where they actually sold these masks, these blackface looking masks. But I couldn't find it. I was searching for it, but I couldn't find it. But they have real, you know, silicone, you know, masks that look so realistic that, you know, it can fool the public, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, play some of this video, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into the article. I hope it's edifying the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because these are the, you know, the tactics that Esau has been, you know, carrying out for the longest. You know, and Jacob, you know, has been a fall guy for so long. You know, so let's go ahead and get into this video.
Somewhat new and something very new. What I'm wearing right now is a dermal synthetics Derek mask, and it fits great, as you can see. I don't have.
Now this is an Edomite in blackface. All right, but he's wearing a silicone mask. Right, and if you take a look at the eyes, you can kind of see the whiteness up under the eyes. Right. Now, the reason why this story is important, because if you sit back and consider, the state of Jacob, especially if you take a look at Chicago, right, where all these mass killings and shooting sprees where you have 60 plus people getting gunned down over a weekend, right, shooting up birthday parties and taking out kids and all that. That really doesn't fit Jacob, when you really sit back and consider. Because even though our people are wicked, right, and we have some of our people that kill our own people. It's really hard to blame our people when people just show up at birthday parties and just kill, just start shooting kids, right? Because Jacob is wicked, don't get me wrong, but Esau, shooting up kids and showing no mercy on kids is more suitable for Esau, right? So what's really been coming out is let's go to the book of Deuteronomy real quick, 28 and 50. Because in these curses, pretty much gives you an indicator on how ruthless that Esau would be. Right now, it says that our eyes should be evil toward our brother. We can't forget about that. But when it comes to just showing up at birthday parties and killing kids, right? Got the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 50. I'm gonna start at verse 49. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show a favor to the young. Right? So this fierce nation, are the Edomites, who the nation of Israel eventually fell to, pursuant to these curses. And at verse 50 it says, Esau shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. And we pretty much had a pretty good example of that with Emmett Till, right? With Tamir Rice, right? The little kid that was playing with the toy gun, right? Cops just showed up, jumped out, and just gunned him down without a second thought, right? So this bill, this fits Esau to the T, right? So when you consider, especially in Chicago, right, little kids just getting gunned down mercilessly. Not saying that Jake's not having his hand in it, right? Because our people can't shoot, and they do silly, cowardly things like drive-bys and just, shoot randomly, right? But when you consider someone just targeting kids, this fits Esau Edom, right? So especially when it comes to our kid. So when we see these blackface, and people saying, oh, a black guy did it, right? When you see this guy on the screen, this Edomite wearing his mask, if you only had 10 seconds to glance at him, he rolls up on a crowd of people and just shoot him and leaves, and the whole episode took about 20 seconds, right? When that 911 call comes in, the description is going to be a black man, right? That's why this is important. Let's get back to this video. Because not only does he have black face, but he has black hands as well.
Any makeup on under my eyes right now, but I am wearing my contacts and have a nice shiny bald head. The other things that are really new are these. And this is a smaller version of the normal gloves from CFX, and they are able to skin match the color of the mask to the gloves. I've had SPFX gloves before, and while they fit pretty well, they were very poorly made. They ripped a lot, and they really didn't feel as great as these do. As you can see, they really match the color of the mask very well, and they don't really look that big, so you can really get away with it.
So you could really get away with it, right? Meaning, with these gloves on, right? Your true identity, man, is your deception is pretty much a go, right? Because the way this guy rules, man, Esau Edom, is through deception and lies, man. And this is just another one of his lies. Now look at this guy.
Now the question most
Truly the devil the Bible speaks of. Alright, now let's go ahead and get into this article. I want to show you that because what this guy did, right? And when those 911 calls pretty much came in, is they blamed the black man, right? So-called black man, right? But this is the actual killer right here, right? This is the guy, right? This is the devil. Right, it says, man allegedly gunned down mother of his child while disguised in blackface and fake beard. Alisa Burkett, who shared a 1-year-old daughter with Andrew Beard, had been awarded custody just days before she shot and stabbed in the parking lot of her workplace. Right, so he showed up at her workplace, shot and stabbed her, right, at her job. Right, and the whole purpose of these Edomites putting on these black faces is not to is obviously to disguise who they truly are, but it's also to give the the viewers or the witnesses a false description of the killer. Right, so when those calls do go in, they're gonna say what they saw, and what they saw is an actual black man attack and kill a white woman. Right? A man has been accused of disguising himself in blackface and a fake beard before fatally shooting mother of his child outside her workplace. Andrew Charles Beard, 33, has been charged with murder after police said he shot and repeatedly stabbed 24-year-old Alisa Burkett, the mother of his 1-year-old daughter, on October 2nd outside the Green Tree apartment leasing office where she worked as the manager, according to the police affidavit obtained by Oxygen.com. The pair had allegedly been embroiled in a contentious custody battle for the child leading up to the deadly attack. Burkett had been awarded custody of the child on September 30th, just days before she was killed, according to the arrest affidavit. Burkett's mother, her current boyfriend, and a co-worker all told police that she had been afraid of Beard and was worried that he was going to kill her. Authorities were called to the apartment complex around 9:15 a.m. on October 2nd and arrived to discover Burkett on the front steps of the office being treated by her co-workers. It appeared that she had been suffering a gunshot wound to the head and multiple stab wounds to her torso and arms, according to the affidavit. She died at the scene. A co-worker told police, A co-worker told police she had been inside the leasing office when she looked outside and saw a black vehicle come to a quick stop outside the office window. She saw a man dressed in all black get out of the vehicle and walk toward Burkett's vehicle, which had been parked in front of the office. As she approached, the man began shooting at the driver's side of Burkett's vehicle, according to the affidavit. Other witnesses also described a male in dark clothing with a face covering who had been driving a black SUV. Two other witnesses believed that the attacker was a black male after spotting the side of his face, but police would later examine Beard as a suspect after talking with the victim's friends and family. Before Burkett was killed, she told her boyfriend that she believed Beard had been tracking her because he seemed to always know where she was, according to the affidavit. Detectives later discovered a tracking device had been attached to the bottom of her car, and a similar one had been placed on her boyfriend's vehicle. During a search of Beard's home, they found the same type of tracking devices that had been placed on the two vehicles, according to the affidavit. During a search of Beard's F-150, they also found 2 bottles of dark brown liquid foundation makeup and partially burnt makeup wipes with brown residue, suggesting Beard may have used the foundation to darken his complexion as part of a disguise. They also found black boots that smelled of bleach, and serrated kitchen knife and flathead screwdriver, the affidavit said. On October 3rd, investigators discovered a black 2004 Ford Expedition parked in Roulette near an alley entrance that appeared to have been abandoned. When detectives contacted the registered owner of the vehicle, the woman told police she had sold the vehicle on September 26th through Craigslist to a white male with a face covering and a ball cap. The man paid $2,000 in cash for the vehicle, took the title, and drove away in the SUV. After reviewing surveillance footage, investigators saw someone park the SUV near the alley, where it was recovered about 30 minutes after the murder occurred. The distance between the apartment complex and the location was approximately 26.8 miles apart. However, the location of the SUV was just about a third of the mile from Bird's home. Inside the abandoned SUV, detectives found a dark-colored prosthetic beard with which appeared to be brown makeup on it, according to the affidavit. Beard was taken into custody and charged with the murder. A spokeswoman from Dallas County Sheriff's Office told Oxygen.com that Beard remains in custody as of Monday morning and has not yet posted his $1 million bond. The couple's child is currently in protective custody with the Texas Child Protective Services, according to the Carlton leader. Right? So Esau went to great lengths, to get away with this murder, but, he disguised himself out of all these nationalities and all these races of people that he could have, impersonated. He chose Jake. And why did he chose Jake? Because, being black, right, it's it's convenient, because we have been demonized, we so-called blacks, we have been demonized to the point to where, saying a black man did it, it's going to, it's going to trigger a sense of urgency, because we're on the bottom of this society. But it also represents, Esau's hatred. But this man's getting ready to get put out. Let's go to the Book of Job. Because tactics like this is going to get ready to come to an end. The Book of Job, chapter 20, start at verse 4. Knowing thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, right? And the biggest hypocrite on the planet Earth is Esau Edom, right? The so-called white man, But his joy is starting to cease because his kingdom is crumbling and he's at the end of his rulership. So tactics like this, are going to quickly become a thing of the past. So there's not pretty much there's nowhere left for this man to run and hide to, right? But the reason why he's so quick to blame, Jacob, is because he has a perpetual hatred for his brother because of this birthright that he's about to get ready to that's getting ready to expire, right? His blessing is coming to an end. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? And this man is about to get ready to get cut off. For all this wickedness. And he didn't show any mercy to his brother Jacob, so there shall be no mercy showed upon him. Right? And doing things like this is showing you that, his true hatred for his brother Jacob. Right? And then once you consider, right, all the Israelites, or the so-called black man, Latinos and Native Americans that he has stashed away in his prison houses for crimes that they didn't commit, right? Using your so-called white woman, right? False accusations, right? False rapes accusations, right? Where you have the actual DNA of the actual person that did it, right? But you don't even want to go about testing these rape kits, man, and getting the proper DNA that you collected from these women, right? That actually free a lot of Jacob, free a lot of these Jakes, right? But your hatred, won't even allow you to do that, So there's only one thing that has to be done in order for Jacob to have some real relief in this kingdom, man. Right? The Most High has to remove you out of the way, in order for Jacob to really have some peace, man. All right, let's go to the book of Revelations. Chapter 12. Verse 10. And I heard a voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. So, all Esau has done is accuse us of wickedness. Even though he's contributed to our wickedness, putting the dope in our neighborhoods, putting guns in our neighborhoods. And then when Jake, used them, out of desperation or, a lack of wisdom, you turn right around and accuse us, right? And you do the same thing in your court systems, right? Having evidence that, Jake had no part in this, or you have a certain evidence that could free, so-called Jakes. What do? Right? Sweep it under the rug, and you still prosecute, right? But your time is coming to where you're going to be, removed, if you will. All right, go ahead and get one more verse, and I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Let's go to book of Second Esdras. I believe it's 6. Slovakia. 6 and 9. Yeah, 6 and 9. Well, I'm gonna start at 6. Got the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. But by me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the departing asunder of the times? Or what shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? Now the end of the first is Esau, because Esau came out first. Right, and Jacob's hand took hold of Esau's heel on the way out. You can account of that in Genesis verse 25. All right, chapter 25. But they're also going to explain it here. Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were first born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, right? Because that was symbolic for something. Actually, it was symbolic for a couple things, right? Because if you go into the book of Genesis, chapter 3, where the Most High is putting curses on Eve and the serpent, he said that the woman's seed shall bruise the heel of the serpent. And that was just another indicator when Jacob also grabbed the heel of Esau, because Esau is the serpent's seed. All right? I did a lesson on that as well. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Here's the point. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. Right? So your days of deception are numbered. Right? The Lord has appointed a bound that you can't pass. You know, and your days of of your wisdom, man, are drying up. Right? Nobody's believing you, and everybody's seeing you for who you really are. Right? So tactics like blackface and blaming Jacob are quickly coming to its its final conclusion. All right. So I hope this lesson is edifying. I want to say, call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that's watching and learning. To you I say shalom. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kadash. Wa abal babal shalom.